Airport expansion has been all over the news today with proposals for new runways at London's airports.
But the growth of our rail network is also a major talking point. Now, the planning permission documents for HS2 have been released, but if you want to comment, well, you'd better start reading.
Imagine being asked to read 50,000 pages in just 56 days. That's the equivalent of reading this many books in just 8 weeks. Well, that's the scale of the challenge for local councils and members of the public should they wish to question plans for the proposed new high-speed rail link, HS2. The HS2 hybrid bill, which is effectively the planning application for the project, was published on the 25th of November. People have until January the 24th to submit any concerns during this public consultation. One of the councils affected by the proposed plans is Buckinghamshire County Council.
This is an extraordinary amount of stuff.
This is a Christmas present from hell, to be honest with you. We're looking at something like 22 million words we've got to get through. This is highly technical stuff, so you've got to read it, reread it, analyse it, and then of course we've got to try and write a response as well. So it's really hard going.
No votes for you with HS2!
These local residents who are opposed to the high-speed rail link are also struggling to read the planning application in the given time.
How is the report reading going?
I'm trying. I work full time. I've got 2 children. It's Christmas coming up. It's been made so it's impossible. That's the whole idea.
You read one section and it refers to another section, so it disrupts your reading flow as well.
Is it eating into your life?
I start around about 5:30 in the evening and I'll go until 10, 11 o'clock every evening.
It sounds like these campaigners could use a little help. This is Anne, the world's speed reading champion. Anne set the world record by reading Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows in just 47 minutes. That's 4,700 words per minute. We've each got a page from this HS2 report. Let's see how quick you are compared to me. It's a head-to-head challenge. Okay?
Right. Okay.
Ready, steady, go.
Finished.
You are joking.
No.
I had done 2 lines. I'm going to test you. Birmingham has a high proportion of people under what age?
45. Yeah.
Now, tell me how you read so fast.
When you read, what is actually happening is that you're making lots of little stops along the line. As soon as you introduce a guide to pull your eyes along the line, it makes it much easier for the eyes to track across.
Anne's convinced that speed reading doesn't affect the amount of information you can absorb. She's going to show the Buckinghamshire residents a number of techniques that might just help them get through the HS2 documents. They include training the mind to read more than one word at a time and eventually reading whole lines at once, and skim reading.
It's a quick survey of the material.
So, scanning the text for headings and phrases that are important, marking the page and coming back to them in more detail later.
When you see something that worries you, you want to dwell on it, but you have to just say, OK, I'll come back.
I understand how the technique works. You know, you can actually sift the information by a first cut and then a second cut.
HS2 Ltd is an organisation set up by the government to carry out the project.
To wade through that entire document in the time allowed and do a written submission, I think would be wholly unfair.
Well, then why have you only given people 8 weeks?
Because you don't need to...
You acknowledge that it's unfair.
Because you don't need to go through the whole lot. Why would someone here necessarily be interested in tunnelling in North London?
It's not good enough to say they don't need to read it all. Why only, just answer that point for me, why only give them 8 weeks?
There is plenty and adequate time for you to go through this, to check the detail in the areas you need. It is a great shame that people feel that HS2 is trying to hide things, trying to bully things through. That is simply not the case.
HS2 Ltd also say that they have provided an electronic version of the document to every parish council library along the route. It includes a search facility that will help people find the information that is relevant to them. So after our speed reading masterclass, will any of the campaigners be able to digest the material before the deadline?
Having gone through some of Anne's techniques, does it make you a little bit less daunted by the text?
Well, it possibly has given me some techniques, and maybe I'll get Christmas Day off from reading this document. Who knows?
That would be good, wouldn't it?
It would.